Hello, welcome to ADHD TV with me, Jo Richards. So I'm doing a series of short videos regarding Thomas E. Brown's model of executive functioning. And there are 6 key elements to it. I have done previous videos which will give you a summary of all 6. What I'm doing now is just picking one of those key elements and just giving some more information about it. So this is actually going to be the 3rd video about effort, just because it's so important to be able to understand how this impacts us as ADHDers. And there was another really brilliant analogy that my ADHD coach used and explained to me and helped me really understand the element of effort in my executive functioning and how I can understand it in a really brilliant way. And his analogy was about the motorway. And so what he says is, as ADHDers, we are on all the time. So we get on the motorway, we're so focused on our destination. We're traveling at light speed to get there, obviously within the speed limit. But we're so focused and we're so determined, and we've got that burst of energy, and we're giving our focus and attention and 150% to driving in a proper manner, safely, and to get to our destination. But what happens while we're in that kind of phase of effort is that while we're driving, we don't see any of the billboards. We're just going too fast. We just don't notice them. We're just so focused on the end goal of getting there. But actually what the billboards are signals. It could be our thoughts. It could be our feelings. It could be the fact that we haven't stopped and had a glass of water for 4 hours. We haven't had food for 8 hours. These are all signals, but we completely miss them because we're so focused, we're so fast, we're so busy pushing and moving forward once we've got these bursts of energy. And we put in so much effort into things when we do them as ADHDers. And so if you don't know this, then you can spend your whole life doing this with so many different situations. You're trying to be a mum, you're trying to be a business owner, you're trying to be a good wife, everything you're giving 150% to, but you're not seeing what your needs are, what your feelings are. I mentioned before that we tend to have a brain and heart, the coherence between the brain and heart aren't very in tune when you're an ADHDer. And so understanding that and having the awareness just opens up so that we can think about this and have a thought process. What we don't want to do is end up as a broken down car on the side of the motorway. We haven't got to our destination because we've given so much of ourselves and we've put in so much effort into everything and everybody else. And we've just completely forgot who we are, what we need. And it goes back to the previous video where I said, the sprinter and the marathon, we really do need to make sure that we have appropriate rest breaks on the motorway. Pull in, get a coffee, maybe drive a bit further and then pull in and get a meal, so that actually you are slowing down a bit. You're enjoying the journey. You're recognising the billboards and the signs and feelings and symptoms and things that you need to be addressed so that we can have a longer journey, maybe slightly slower, but at the end of the day, we are making sure that we're okay. Yes, we can give 150%, but actually if we decide to give 100% instead of 150, there is a bit more longevity in us being able to continue along that motorway. I hope this analogy really helps to bring to life the explanation of effort and those bursts of energies that we can get, and how as ADHDers we tackle tasks and get things done. But obviously, and just the awareness that when we are doing 150%, most days with most tasks, then actually there are consequences to that. There are consequences to not sleeping properly, to not eating good nutritious food, to not rehydrating on a regular basis because we hyperfocus and we forget. I hope you find it interesting. I hope it makes sense. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.